So, I think before I get into this too much, I should say I haven't played through Doom 2016 or Eternal. This is the game that's bringing me into this now trilogy. So, what are my thoughts on Doom the Dark Ages? Well, the game is short. My playthrough on Nightmare was only 13 hours long. The game doesn't have a lot of side content, and although the core gameplay and combat is fast-paced, hard-hitting, and just incredibly fun, there's a lot of dicking around that happens in between the combat arenas. For instance, this dragon shows up for around, I want to say 20% of the game time, and he just sucks. Literally the worst character in the game. The missions with him in it are just so long and incredibly mundane, and the primary action involving this winged demon of boredom is just these crappy chase sequences where the enemies don't even bother to shoot back. And the secondary bit is you do this dodgy thing while spamming the fire button. It's honestly just incredibly dull and shit. Though the fact Doom somehow made dragons boring is kind of mystical in itself, really. There's also these robot sections, but it's more or less just 10-minute stretches of rock'em sock'em robots that I argue sit actually rather nicely between the segments of why I have to go to anger management classes. The graphics and styling is pretty good, nothing insanely visually impressive, but it doesn't take away from the rip and tear either. The fact that they went with this more cartoony visual style is a definite boon. If they had went with the hyper-realism, then this game would switch genres to gore-fest horror, which, well, really doesn't suit Doom. On a rougher note, the boss design is, well, really, really bad. The bosses are jokes unless you are colorblind, then some of them are hell. Specifically this boss, whose main tactic seems to be to cover the screen in as many colors as possible. How do you see the green ping on a boss that fires yellow discs everywhere, has a standard shot that is red, and a purple shield? Well, if you're slightly red-green colorblind like I am, you just don't. And you can change the color of the ping that you need to counter, but well, what color can stand out in that visual mess? I did this a second time for the footage, and he didn't use the attack combo that makes it impossible to see, so maybe they fixed it, maybe it's RNG, or maybe I just killed him quicker this time. Either way, to hell with that guy. As an honorable mention, this boss focuses only on parrying and ignores the rest of the game mechanics, and he can go straight to hell as well, triply so, because he has 3 phases, all of which are the exact same thing. But he heals to full at the start of each phase. Why even have phases at that point? Just triple his HP bar, stop lying to me about his health. Oh, and the game might be a touch buggy. In the end, if they axed the dragon, touched up boss design, cut the visual clutter, and made the game longer and made it continue to get harder as it went, then the game could have some potential to be a lot of fun. Because, well, the combat is there. The combat itself is actually really well done. It's just everything around it, actively bringing it down. As it stands, the $90 Canadian price tag is completely out of touch with reality. And personally, I'm an idiot for buying the Deluxe edition. Overall, if the game goes on sale for around $40 Canadian, which is like $30 USD, then it's probably a good pickup. But it's really not worth the retail price, especially if you're someone who wants to buy something with shelf life. As it stands, Doom the Dark Ages is a one and done. And with that, I'm done. Hope to rant about another game soon. Bye.